guys, so welcome to today's video and happy new year. Happy 2021. I'm joking. Happy 2022. But to be honest, I'm going to be saying happy 2021 for at least a good 2 to 3 weeks from now, because my mind still hasn't wrapped around the fact that it's now 2022. So I need to be saying 2022, writing 2022, envisioning 2022. I'm still in 2021 in my mind, but my body's in 2022. So happy new year to you guys. I feel so rusty. Like seriously, I haven't sat down to record a video like in this setting for over a month. Although you guys have been seeing me in a vlog, like I don't count vlogs, because vlogs is just like whatever, I'm holding the camera, it's very chill and laid back. But in terms of sitting down and recording like a sit down formal video for YouTube, I haven't done this in over a month. So I'm feeling a little bit rusty. However, I think I'm gonna make up for the rustiness in this video with the topic. I put in my community tab a couple of video ideas that I'm actually gonna film all those videos. But I wanted to know which video you guys wanted to see first. And by a landslide, you guys wanted to see fragrances that I would never repurchase. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Fragrances in my collection that I would never repurchase. And just to make it a little bit more spicy, I've added a few fragrances that I've received from PR. And I want to let you guys know whether or not I would request this fragrance again, or whether or not I would buy this fragrance if I had to purchase this fragrance again once this bottle is out. So if you're interested in knowing which fragrances I would never repurchase out of my collection, then just continue to watch. Guys, before we get started with the video, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that red button turns gray. Tap that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Thumbs up the video so I know you love my content. And finally, leave me a comment below so we can get to know each other. And finally, make sure you're following me on Instagram if you guys have an Instagram account. I've been very active on Instagram. Your girl has been over there on Reels. I'm giving you perfume. I'm giving you comedy. I'm giving you extraness. I'm giving you me. So follow me on Instagram for more perfume content, lifestyle content, fashion content, all the things, okay? So now let's get started with the video. Okay, guys, so just a quick disclaimer before we get started. I'm in like with all of these fragrances. Some I actually love, but for whatever reason, and I'll let you know, once we get into the fragrances, why I wouldn't repurchase it, why it didn't work for me, yada, yada. But don't get it twisted. They're not bad fragrances. They're not bad enough for me to give away, because if that's the case, I would have decluttered it and not had it in my collection, not had them in my collection. So just keep that in mind. This is just, I wouldn't repurchase them, but it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy wearing them now, because some of them I do actually enjoy wearing, when I do wear them. So let's get started with the first one. And this is by Mansara and it's Holidays. This is a beautiful summer, coconutty, summer in a bottle type of fragrance. The reason why I wouldn't repurchase this fragrance is because it smells very similar to Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford. Not exactly the same, but very, 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 very similar. You know what I mean? So I have Soleil Blanc. I love Soleil Blanc. It just has that extra little... It has that little citrusy, it has something that this doesn't have. It has that something, pretty much something. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, you know exactly what I'm saying. If you don't, then I'm sorry. But it just has that something that I actually love more in my Soleil Blanc, so I would not repurchase this. But this is a very beautiful coconut summer in a bottle fragrance. Like I said, it actually lasts a little longer than Soleil Blanc on my skin, but it's just, y'all know, like the performance means everything to me, right? But I need that scent to be A1, because I mean, why are you gonna stay on me for 13-14 hours if your scent is okay? I need that scent to be everything. I need to be in love with that scent. And then, if that's the case, like my Soleil Blanc, I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't last super long on my skin, but I don't have any performance issues. Now, this has stellar performance. This is a very good performing fragrance. But like I said, Soleil Blanc just has that something that I just love. Maybe it's the pistachio note. I'm not sure. But in this fragrance, and I'm not going to read you all the notes of all these fragrances because, guys, we have a lot, okay? But this has coconut. It has bergamot. It has tiara flower. It has vanilla pods, sandalwood, and white musk. Like I said, very pretty, very good performing. As you can see, I mean, I've worn it, but I haven't worn it that much because, you know, like I said, I love my Soleil Blanc. But I will be wearing it more this spring, summer, because I want to get rid of it. Not like that, but I just want the bottle to, you know, not be wasted. And that's why I have the smallest bottle that it actually came in. But yeah, I wouldn't repurchase Holidays by Mancera. So the next fragrance that I would not repurchase, again, is Dior Addict. Guys, this is a very pretty scent. And even smelling it, you know, before choosing it for this video, it's a very exotic, very unique, very statement-making scent. It's just not me. Like, when I smell it, I don't smell me, if that makes any sense. And I wear it, and I do love it when I wear it, but I'm not super excited when I wear it. Like, I wear it like, okay, I have it in my collection. I bought it. It does smell good. It's something that I feel like I should love because, like I said, it's unique. It gives me, like, very classy, very sophisticated vibes. And I am classy and sophisticated, but she need a little something else. She need a little bit of, like, an extra spunk, like an extra spark. Like, I feel like maybe in 10 or 20 years, I would be able to love and appreciate this fragrance. But right now, today, the city girl in me just is not appreciating the Dior Addict. I don't know what it is. If you have this fragrance, let me know. Like I said, it is very classy, it's classic, it's sophisticated, and I am all of those things. But like I said, I'm a little bit more than that too. Like, you gotta sprinkle in some black pepper, sprinkle in some cinnamon, sprinkle it in. You know what I mean? Like, it needs something for me to be wowed about this fragrance. And for me right now, it's just not giving me what it needs to be given. Okay? And that's Dior Addict, a fragrance that I would not repurchase. Okay guys, so the next fragrance on the list, the brand is going to surprise you because this is one of my favorite brands ever. But it doesn't mean that I love every single fragrance from the brand. The majority of the fragrances that I've smelled, yes, I do love. All the fragrances that I have in my collection, I do love and would repurchase or would request, with the exception of Aphrodite by Tiziana Tarenzi. Now, this is a beautiful scent. It's a very pretty scent. I can see this fragrance being worn by a bride. I can see this fragrance being worn by a very classy, sophisticated woman who loves powdery scents. This fragrance is very, very powdery. And although I love powdery scents, I don't want it... I don't know how to explain it. I love powdery scents. There's fragrances in my collection that I'm looking at that are very powdery. But for some reason, this one just... she just doesn't resonate with my skin. I'm sorry. And I love... obviously, you guys know I love Tiziana Tarenzi. This fragrance was sent to me by the fragrance group. But would I request this fragrance again once it's done? No, I wouldn't. But I still have it in my collection and I still wear it. When I speak about this fragrance, guys, I've said it before in many videos that this fragrance reminds me of pastel colors. It reminds me of Easter. That's how powdery and just classy and lilac-y this is to me. Like, let me tell you the notes. It opens up with pink pepper. There's lilac. There's vanilla, there's peach, there's blackcurrant, there's tuberose, there's lily, there's gray amber, there's white musk. There's a lot of notes in this fragrance. But for some reason, that powdery, musky dry down is just not... it just doesn't work for me. But it's a very pretty scent. Like I said, it's a very pretty scent. I just wouldn't repurchase it, or, you know, I didn't purchase it, but I wouldn't request it. If I had to purchase it, I wouldn't purchase it. It's just not one of my favorites from Tiziana Tarenzi, Aphrodite. The next fragrance that I wouldn't repurchase is Love is in the Air by the House of Sillage. Guys, okay, so in 2020, I was literally cupcake crazy. From 2019, the end of 2019 to 2020, all throughout the quarantine, all throughout lockdown, I was cupcake crazy, okay? And I wanted all the cupcakes. So this was on sale. The House of Sillage is always running discounts, promos, sales, what have you. This was on sale at the time for 40% off, I believe. So I jumped on it and I had to get it because it was like, oh, it's 40% off and I want to add to my cupcake collection. Now, I love a plum note, and this has a plum note. I think it opens up with plum and black currant. There's something, again, something in this fragrance that when I wear it, I'm just like, I like it and I smell good, but I'm not excited by it. I'm not wowed by it. There's just something that is just a little bit confusing for me in the opening. And then once it gets to the dry down, it just may be me. It's probably me. It's not you. You know what I mean? And I do wear it. As you can see, that there's a tiny little dent in it. Nothing crazy, because this is not like my Passion de l'Amour or my Haute Bijou or even my Cherry Garden or any other of my House of Sillage fragrances I love and I would repurchase. This one right here, I would not. And the bottle is gorgeous. You know, it has like the silver cap, and then it has the little blue. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has like a little blue color right here. And it's a nice scent. It is a really nice scent. Again, another one that smells super classy, super sophisticated. It's just not sexy enough for me. Maybe that's what it is. I need a little bit more sex appeal in my fragrances. I'm sorry. So, House of Sillage, love is in the air. I would not repurchase. Prada La Femme. This is the original EDP. Beautiful scent. Tuberose fragrance. Now, I purchased this fragrance when I was just like tuberose crazy. I love tuberose. So any fragrance that had tuberose, I'm like, I want it. Give me all the tuberose. Give me the tuberose. I want the tuberose. This is a very beautiful scent, okay? It is. Yellow florals, there's white florals, there's vanilla, there's beeswax. It's a very beautiful scent, and I love it and I enjoy it while I have it, but I would not repurchase it. Now, the Prada La Femme Absolute, if you guys can get your nose on that one right there is a problem, okay? I've only ever seen it at the Prada store, and the 2 Prada stores that I visited, they did not have it. I am going to check another Prada store. I have to get to New York. When I get to New York, I'm going to check the Prada store on 5th Avenue to see if they have it, because that one right there is a problem, okay? This is cute. You know, this is cute. And they also have the Intense with the pink leather backing. And that one's cute too. That one's cuter than this one. But the Absolute is everything. The back of the Absolute, I believe it's like a burgundy. And there's like another color. It's like a checkered print. It's some type of a geometric, I don't know. There's a print on the back of it, okay? Like I said, this is very classy. As you can see, there is a dent in it. I have worn this fragrance. If I worked in a corporate setting, working 9 to 5, working in an office or a cubicle, you know, that type of setting, I would be wearing this. I don't work in that type of a setting, so I can wear the sexiest of the sexiest fragrance to work. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not offending anyone. I don't work in that type of environment. Now, like I said, I can see me wearing this to work, or you wearing this to work in a suit. You know, a nice pencil skirt, a nice blazer, like even a button-up shirt. Like if I'm wearing something like this, then I would probably wear Prada La Femme because it fits the outfit. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't repurchase it. You know, it's a beautiful scent, beautiful bottle. I do love it. It's clean, it's classy, and the performance isn't bad. I don't have any complaints with the performance of this fragrance. And like I said, I enjoy it while I have it, but I just wouldn't repurchase it. So, Prada La Femme. Next fragrance, Bright Crystal by Versace. Guys, I mean, this is my run around in the summertime running errands fragrance. Now, the reason why I wouldn't repurchase this, because it is a pretty scent. It's a pretty scent, and it's like an everyday running around errands type of fragrance, but I don't live in an environment or in a climate where it's hot all the time. Now, if I lived somewhere where it was warm all the time, then this would be perfect for me. But the times that I'm running errands in the spring, summer, it's not that many times for me to have this and the Yellow Diamond. Now, the Yellow Diamond, she would be a repurchase. I would repurchase a smaller bottle, because in the Yellow Diamond, I also have this big size. I would get the smallest bottle in the Yellow Diamond, but I would definitely repurchase the Yellow Diamond because that one is everything. I love how that one smells. Love how this one smells too. Don't get it twisted, but I mean, I don't need both. Like, I don't need a ton of everyday running errands type of fragrances. Like, I don't need 2 from the same brand. You know what I mean? So this one right here, I would not repurchase. Versace Bright Crystal. Next on the list, my L'Interdit by Givenchy. Guys, I love this fragrance. Orange Blossom. Obviously tuberose. Now, the reason why I wouldn't repurchase this one is because they done came out with like 3,500 flankers of this fragrance, and I happen to love the other ones more than this one. The one in the black bottle, I love it more than this. The new one that came out in that really deep dark ruby colored bottle, love it. But I mean, I'm not gonna buy it because I already have this one. Now, even though they smell similar, there is a difference, but not different enough for me to warrant having this one and the little red one. But when this is done, you know, if they don't come out with 10 other flankers by that time, then I would purchase that deep dark color. I don't know the official name of it, but you guys know which one I'm talking about. So although I love this fragrance, and this fragrance is sexy to me, it's sexy, it's seductive, it's a very sexy tuberose and orange blossom fragrance. The next fragrance that we're going to talk about is another tuberose and orange blossom fragrance, but way more classy smelling to me than this. This is actually sexy, but like I said, the flankers, okay? They're like seriously killing me with all these flankers that smell better than the original. So I wouldn't repurchase this one. I would just repurchase one of the flankers that they come out with, because it seems like they get back in the lab and they whip it up and they do whatever they need to do, and it smells better. It's more intense. It's just more sexy, more sweet. It's just more everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, Givenchy L'Interdit, I wouldn't repurchase the original, but I would repurchase one of the flankers. The next fragrance on the list is Chanel Gabrielle Essence. Now, this is a beautiful fragrance. Another one that I told you guys, this has jasmine, ylang ylang, orange blossom, and tuberose. Let me tell you how and when I got this fragrance. So right before, like literally, I believe it was a Wednesday and all the stores shut down on a Thursday in 2020. This was the last day Macy's was going to be open. Literally the last day Macy's was going to be open for what, 6 months or however long the stores were closed for. And I just needed perfume. Like I was just like, oh my God, the stores are going to close. I need perfume. I'm not going to get my fix. And they actually had a sale on the Chanel fragrances. If you guys know Chanel fragrances rarely go on sale. Like the company like Sephora or Macy's or whatever could be having a sale, but Chanel is like, y'all ain't gonna put my stuff on sale. So the fragrances from Chanel are rarely on sale. Sometimes they are, but most times they're not, okay? This time, because the world was about to come to an end, Chanel was like, okay, you know what? Let me just go out with a bang, and we're gonna put our fragrances on sale as well. So I was like, okay, let me get a Chanel fragrance since they are on sale. And I got this one because I already have Mademoiselle. I already had the Mademoiselle Intense, and the Coco and the Chanel No. 5 was not for me. Oh, I already had Coco Noir as well. So those three to me are the ones that I, you know, those speak to me. Actually, one of them is on this list too, but we'll get to it. But the Coco Mademoiselles, the Coco Noir, like I said, Coco, she wasn't for me. I'm not in love with the Coco. No. 5, not for me. Maybe in 10, 20 years, I will be able to appreciate those scents. But right now, today, no, they're not for me. So I was like, you know what? Let me get the Gabrielle, and I got the Essence. This is a pretty scent. It is pretty. But she just doesn't do anything for me. Like seriously, like this is another fragrance that I've deemed to be like a daytime regular. I'm not doing too much. I'm not looking all that much cute. You know what I mean? But I'm smelling really clean and really good. It smells kind of like shampoo-y to me. Like somebody just washed their hair and left it wet, you know, and had like a really nice conditioner in the hair. That's what this smells like to me. But I wouldn't repurchase. But I love having her in my collection. You know what I mean? And it's a very pretty scent. The Essence to me is better than the original. I'm just trying to show you my little dent. I mean, it's a real little dent, guys. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't repurchase Chanel Gabrielle Essence. The next fragrance that I wouldn't repurchase, from Chanel. It's Coco Mademoiselle, the original. I mean, I done ran through this. I beat this up. This is a beautiful scent. I'll always have the essence, not the essence, the intense. Coco Mademoiselle Intense for me is everything. This is everything too, but because I have the intense, I don't need this one because the intense to me is way better. So Coco Mademoiselle, the original. Sorry, Bae, because Bae purchases my Chanel fragrances. Yeah, don't buy this one again for me, okay? Thank you. Next on the list, y'all, is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Okay, I like having this in my collection. It is a very unique, very strong, polarizing even type of scent. This was my first Tom Ford fragrance ever. Like, this was my first Tom Ford fragrance. And then I believe Soleil Blanc was my second. This one right here, I would not repurchase, okay? It is a very nice scent. I just think I'm over it. Like, I'm over this scent. Because here's the thing. When I got this fragrance a couple of years ago, this was like in my collection, like the it fragrance, like the everything fragrance. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing when I wore Tom Ford Black Orchid. You know what I mean? Like, my chest sat up higher. I had a little swag, walk, swag, talk. Like, this was everything for me. Now, with all the fragrances that I have in my collection, all the fragrances that I've been exposed to, she cute. You know what I mean? Like, she cute, but there's so many other fragrances that when I want to smell unique or when I want to smell like a boss or a baddie that I reach for, that I don't really reach for this fragrance. I love the bottle. I love what it represents because, like I said, it represents the first Tom Ford fragrance that I've ever had. And if you guys know me, you know, like, a lot of the Tom Ford fragrances didn't work for me. But Tom Ford's fragrance brand is just like one of those brands that every it girl, every fly girl, like every girl that I knew that was fly had Tom Ford fragrances. So I'm like, I need me a Tom Ford fragrance too. And Black Orchid was that for me. But now today, with all the other fragrances, like I said, that I have and that I've smelled and that I want to purchase, this just gets pushed back and back and back. Like, she just doesn't do it like that for me anymore. So I would not repurchase Tom Ford's Black Orchid. The next fragrance I want to repurchase is Si by Armani, the original. Beautiful fragrance. One of my most complimented fragrances. Guys, every time I wear this fragrance, I get a compliment. But let me tell you, the Intense came out. And the Intense, for me, it's where it's at. Like, the Intense is everything. This is still beautiful, but it has like that green. Let me see. Let me tell you what the notes are. It opens up with bergamot. There's mandarin. There's blackcurrant liqueur. There's rose de mai. There's neroli. I think it's the neroli. There's something, again, in this fragrance that when you get past it, it smells beautiful. I've gotten used to it, and I do love this scent. But like I said, the Intense came out, and the Intense is everything for me. So I wouldn't purchase the original Si by Armani. Narciso Rodriguez, Pure Musk. You guys know I love Narciso Rodriguez fragrances. There's actually another one on this list, and I'm just going to bring her in here with this one right here right now because this video is becoming really long. But these two right here, for her, the EDT and Pure Musk. Like, they're beautiful fragrances. I wouldn't repurchase. Now, for her, the EDP, for me, that is everything. The one in the pink bottle, guys, that'll always be in my collection. That's a repurchase. I love that fragrance. Love these as well, but this one I wear in the house. I wear this to bed. And I don't even wear it to bed as often as I did because I have more fragrances that I've chosen for bed that just work better for me, that smells sweeter, more fruity. Like, for me, I want to be in the house smelling sweet and fruity and playful and flirtatious. Like, that's the fragrances that I love wearing in the house, wearing to bed, wearing around bed. Like, you know, sweet, playful, fruity, you know, what have you. This is neither of that. It's not sweet. It's not playful. It's not fruity. It's a very soft musk, and it wears really, really, really close to the skin. Like, seriously, I have to overspray. I should not have to overspray my nighttime fragrance. Like, I want to smell you. Although I do overspray them, I'm just saying. This is a pretty scent, but I mean, I just wouldn't repurchase it. And the same with this one. This one smells a little different from the, not a little different. It smells a lot different. The notes to me are actually, I think they have like very different notes as well. This one is nice. It's nice. A lot of people like this one. A lot of people say this performs better on them and yada yada, what have you. But for me, the original of this is way better. Not the original. The EDP is better for me, in my opinion. And although I'm enjoying wearing these, I mean, I don't wear this one too often, but you know, I am wearing it because I have it. But yeah. So the next fragrance I want to repurchase is by Mugler, and this is Alien. Anyone that knows me, they're probably like screaming and breaking glass right now because this was my ride or die. Guys, this was my ride or die. This was my everything. I can honestly say that at one point, this was my signature scent. This was definitely my signature scent at one point. Like when I smell this, it just brings back so many memories. It takes me to a different time in my life just smelling it, and it's kind of crazy. And I just would not repurchase it. I wouldn't get it refilled. Actually, this is my original bottle that I've gotten refilled a couple of times. I gotten this refilled maybe like 2 times. This is a very pretty scent. It's very classy, very sophisticated, very alpha woman, very, I mean, business, very in your face. Like, I have choked out many people wearing this fragrance. I kid you not, guys. Like, no lie. Like, you don't have to overspray this fragrance. You could choke yourself out overspraying this fragrance. And because I love beast mode fragrances, this was my everything because this is a beast. Like, this is roaring right here, right now. The only reason why I wouldn't repurchase it is because I've gotten so many other fragrances and I've been introduced and my world has been open to new beast. You know, like I realized that there's not just one brand that does beast mode fragrances, which to me at the time was just Mugler. Like Angel, beast mode. Like I just feel like anything that Mugler touched was a very loud performing beast fragrance. This was a time that I really wasn't wearing niche fragrances. So I really didn't have my initials. I didn't have BDKs. I didn't have Fragrance du Bois. Like I didn't have a lot of the beast mode fragrances that I have now in my collection. So that was this for me. 3 bottles later, you know, or 3 refills later, I just wouldn't repurchase it. Like it's time to retire her on a good note. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I hate it or I hate the scent. I'm just kind of over it. You know what I mean? But still love this fragrance. I'll still wear it. You know, I haven't worn it in a while, but now smelling it, I feel like I want to, you know, wear it again. But yeah, I just wouldn't repurchase her. Alien by Mugler. The next fragrance on the list is by Victor and Rolf, and it's Midnight. Now, guys, this was another fragrance that I purchased. I believe I purchased, this one was a blind buy, okay? This one was a blind buy throughout that dang quarantine. I thought Midnight was going to be more of a, like a stronger, polarizing, more like intense in your face version of Flower Bomb. And it's not. It's the opposite. I'm like, okay, this bottle is black. It's intense. It's going to give me more Flower Bomb. And it didn't. It didn't. This is a more fresh, to me, a more fresh, a more lighter, a more airier version than Flower Bomb. And when I found out, I was just like, okay. I was disappointed. I was very disappointed. I should have gotten the Nectar, but you know, it is what it is. And I got the big bottle. Like seriously, like why do I have this like humongous bottle of Midnight? So this is my house fragrance. Another fragrance that I wear just running errands because I need to use it. But it's one that I would not ever repurchase. And it's not a bad scent. Let me tell you, if Flower Bomb was too intense for you, if Flower Bomb was too polarizing for you, because Flower Bomb is that bomb, you know what I mean? She is a very strong, like, everybody knows you're wearing Flower Bomb when you're wearing another strong, loud fragrance. If that one is too much for you, try Midnight because this one will probably work for you more. It gives you that scent profile of Flower Bomb, but it's not in your face. So if you're like me and you want in your face, then don't buy this one, okay? Midnight by Victor and Rolf. The next fragrance on the list is by Kayali, and this is Invite Only Amber 23. Now, this fragrance was sent to me by the brand, and I wouldn't buy this fragrance. It's just, for me, it's just not for me. Like, I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just something about this fragrance that it just doesn't wear that well for me. The other fragrances in my Kayali collection that they've sent me, I love them. This one right here, I do wear it, and I'm gonna try layering it with Vanilla 28. That's what people tell me to do all the time, and I'm going to do that. But for me, guys, like when I have a fragrance, I just want to wear that fragrance. Like, can I just get dressed? Like, I have to worry about my makeup, my hair, my outfit. Now I gotta be a chemist and blend in fragrances too. It's too much, okay? Too much. I would never get out the door. I just want to grab one fragrance and spray, get my whole life, and keep it pushing. Now, if I have to make you work and layer you to make you smell good, then I feel like I don't need that fragrance in my collection. Now, I do, however, layer together, and this is only because whatever. I layer my Baccarat Rouge 540s. I do layer my X-Straight, and I layer my original, and sometimes I layer all three with Spirito Fiorentino by Tiziana Terenzi, okay? That I have a fun time with. Sometimes I wear them separate, sometimes I layer them all together. 2, 3, whatever. But that's it. Like, I'm not into layering fragrances on fragrances. I just feel like y'all ain't paying me any money to become a chemist to make the fragrance smell like everything on me. Like, I'm paying for the fragrance, or if I'm sent the fragrance, whatever, I just want to wear the one fragrance. I can't get into the fragrance layering. It confuses me. I don't even know. It just doesn't work for me. Okay. So this is one that people tell me that I have to work with in order for me to, you know, understand it or like it. But it's just, it's very spicy. It's very warm. It's different. You know what I mean? It's different. It's woody, it's ambery, but it's just something in it that I just can't, okay? And that is Amber 23 Invite Only by Kayali. Although I was sent this fragrance, I would not purchase it. I am wearing it because I have it, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't really reach for this fragrance that much, but the bottle is gorgeous, okay? Another fragrance that I would never repurchase is Citrus Riviera by BDK. Guys, you know I love BDK fragrances. Like all of them that I have in my collection, the majority of them I love. This one is a love too. I just want to repurchase it because it's a citrus fragrance, and I have other citrus fragrances that I prefer more than this one. So this is a very hot weather type of fragrance, but honestly I feel like it smells like a really, really good man. Now, I could have given it to Bae. I didn't, because I do wear it and I do like it, but I don't like it enough to repurchase. Although this was sent to me, so I didn't purchase it, period. But I wouldn't purchase it if I had to, and I wouldn't request it because, like I said, it's a very citrus. I mean, the name of it is Citrus Riviera. It's a very citrus heavy fragrance, but when I want that citrusy scent, I wear my Tom Ford Mandarino di Amalfi. Like, I love that citrus. This is a unisex scent, but honestly, I feel like it leans more masculine. I think that's what it is for me. It's a citrus fragrance that leans more masculine, but like I said, I have worn it and it does smell good, but I just wouldn't purchase it or repurchase it. Citrus Riviera by BDK. Okay, so the last fragrance that we're going to speak about today that I would not repurchase is by Kilian, and it's Roses on Ice. I was about to say rolling, but it's Roses on Ice. Now, I didn't purchase this one to begin with. This was purchased by Bae, okay? He purchased this for me because I had Angel Share, and I wanted the second one, which was this one, Roses on Ice, because I wanted the whole, like, Kilian bar. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Kilian store and you've seen how these bottles are just, like, seriously, these bottles, this packaging is everything. This is just everything, and I just love how they have it. It looks like a bar. I love how I just love how they look together. I felt like they were a pair and they needed to be together. Now, this is a very nice fragrance. You don't smell a whole lot of roses though. Like, the name of it is Roses on Ice, but honestly, the roses are buried by all the cucumbers. The cucumbers and the lemon is the star of this show right here. I mean, just smelling it out the nozzle, it's a cucumber bomb, okay? Let me tell you the notes. It opens up with cucumber. There's juniper berries, there's lime, there's rose, musk, and sandalwood. I don't know how the cucumber is able to stay the entire life of this fragrance. Like, I was hoping it was going to give me like a rosy, sandalwoody type of dry down on my skin. It's not. It smells like cucumbers and lemons on me. Where the roses on ice come from? Like, you know what? It is on ice because like ice makes things like frozen, so you really can't smell it. So maybe that's what it is, like a cold, very cold, frozen rose that you can't even smell. I do wear it. But like I said, I don't live in an environment where it's hot all the time, because this fragrance right here is a very hot weather type of fragrance. You wear this when it's sweltering outside because it's a very cooling type of fragrance. Like, it gives you that cooling effect. The summers aren't that long here anymore. Like, I remember when summers used to be really long on the East Coast. Now you get like, it's really cool. Like, first of all, there's no spring. It's like winter, and then it's like cold. And then it gets like sweltering hot for like 2 weeks, and then it gets cool again. So the weather's really weird. I'm not really in a climate where it's warm all the time, where I feel like I need to have like a whole bottle of this, but I love having it displayed with my other liqueurs fragrances. Like I said, babe purchases for me. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase, but I do enjoy wearing it the 1 or 2 times a year that I'm able to wear it. You know what I mean? Roses on Ice by Kilian. Okay guys, so we've come to the end of this very long video. Leave it in the comments below and let me know some of the fragrances on my list, or just in your collection period, that you have, that you love or you like but you wouldn't repurchase. But it's not like you hate them, you're not decluttering them, but you just wouldn't repurchase them. Let's talk about it in the comments below like we always do. Remember to stay safe, be great, stay great, and always strive for greatness. AI the Great signing out, but I'll see you in my next video. Peace.